Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions Retold. Episode 5, Rikka and the Math Test, Act 1. One day, Dekamori and Kumin were in their club room. Kumin was holding a pair of pom-poms.
"I'll do it. Today's the day I defeat my most fearsome enemy,"
said Deko.
"Good luck. You can do it. I know it,"
replied Kumin. Dekamori began to drink the glass of milk sitting in front of her.
"Ugh, this weird sticky mixture tavern of evil. It's warm, sticks to my throat, and tastes so raw. How can anyone think that this is delicious?"
thought Deko. Kumin was cheering Dekamori on when Nibutani showed up and said, "Hey, has anyone seen my pom-poms lying around?" Deko was startled and spat out the milk all over Nibutani and her cheerleading outfit. But Deko wasn't aware of what she did. And neither was Kumin.
"What? Where'd the milk go?"
asked Deko.
"Good job, Dekamori!" exclaimed Kumin. "I did it! I won!"
exclaimed Deko as she and Kumin hugged each other.
"I drank it all!"
"You didn't drink any of it!" shouted a frustrated Nibutani, wet from the milk.
Well, 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 if it isn't fake Mori Summer,"
said Dekamori. Nibutani smelled herself and gagged in disgust.
"I, Dekamori, have conquered milk once and for all. This time next year, I will be the one looking down on you," she said to Nibutani. "Bow down and beg for mercy while you still can,"
said Deko, taunting her. "Your nose is leaking," said Nibutani. Meanwhile, in Miss Nanase's office, Yuta and Rikka were having a meeting with Miss Nanase. "Takanashi, your grades have dropped so low that your math teacher came and scolded me. He said that this is the result of me allowing your club," said Miss Nanase. "I'm truly sorry. It's hard to convert my numerical system to the system of this world," replied Rikka. "Even so, scoring a 2 on your first-year midterm, don't you think that's a little too low?" asked Miss Nanase. "A 2?" asked the surprised Yuta. Rikka's hair antenna bounced in sadness. "Miss Nanase, that's too cruel," she moaned. Sorry. I should have kept that private," replied Miss Nanase. "It wasn't a slip at all, was it?" asked Yuta. "Takanashi, you're doing fine in your other subjects, so just try to work harder in math," said Miss Nanase. "Leave it to me. I'll do my best," said a confident Rikka. "Really? No worries. Well, just in case, if you fail your semester exam too, I'll disband the club." "Huh?" exclaimed a shocked Rikka. "I'll let your math teacher know right away," said Miss Nanase. She could see Rikka's shocked and worried expression. "Thank goodness I'm glad you found your motivation. Take care." "Thank you very much," replied Yuta. He and Rikka left Miss Nanase's office. "Yuta," said Rikka. "What's up?" he replied.
"What should I do?"
she wept hopelessly. Back at the club room, Nibutani dried herself off from the milk. "I swear, it's your fault I couldn't make it to cheerleading practice," she shouted to Dekamori. To be fair, that was an accident. Dekamori was hopping on one leg and swinging her pigtails around trying to intimidate Nibutani.
"You're the fake Mori Summer, all right. You smell as rotten as your lies," taunted Deko.
"Yeah, she smells really bad," agreed Kumin. That triggered Nibutani so hard, she smacked her in the noggin.
"Ow, but I'm your upperclassman,"
moaned Kumin. "Act like my upperclassman and I'll treat you like one," shouted Nibutani. Yuta and Rikka showed up hearing all the racket. "What's going on here?" asked Yuta.
"Master!" exclaimed
Dekamori.
"It's been an eternity. What happened to the depths of the staff room?"
"Issue an emergency alert," replied Rikka. Deko was shocked.
"Could it be a code blue?"
she asked. "Don't make it sound worse than it already is," said Yuta. Suddenly, Rikka and Deko began to circle him and chant battle music. Dun 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 da 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 ba ba ba. Dun. Wait, bum 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 bum. What are you? Dum dum da 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 ba 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 ba. Stop with the battle music! But Rikka and Deko didn't listen. Nibutani got close to Yuta and asked, "So, what on earth happened?" Yuta was about to answer, but smelled something funny. "Can you smell spoiled milk?"
Forget about the milk and tell me!
"Please," replied Nibutani. A short while later, Kumin was in her nightgown, napping in the center of the clubroom. Dekamori watched as Rikka was practicing some math problems for her own semester exam. And Yuta told Nibutani what had happened. "Math?" she asked. "Yeah. If Rikka fails her semester exam, Miss Nanase is gonna disband the club," said Yuta. "Huh. That's fine, isn't it? After all, I mean, it's not a real club or anything, right?" said Nibutani.
That won't do, said Kumin, sleep-talking. We finally have a napping club. We can't just give up without a fight like this.
"Is she asleep or not?" asked Nibutani. "Who knows?" replied Yuta. Nibutani then had an idea. She got close to Kumin and whispered,
Just give up and sleep for the rest of your life.
And Kumin's response was,
Mori Summer's cheerleading skirt makes her look fat.
I couldn't believe it. Nibutani couldn't believe it. And even you couldn't believe it. We all couldn't believe what Kumin said. Nibutani was so furious, she tried to karate chop her, but Kumin rolled out of the way just in time. She might have a high evasiveness stat. Nibutani's hand hurt from the impact of the floor.
Honestly, what a fool,
said Deko. I do want to hear that from someone like you, shouted Nibutani. Welp, I guess that's just how it is, said Yuta. Looks like next semester they'll have to... He noticed Rikka drawing a summoning circle on her paper. What do you think you're doing? Summoning the correct answer, replied Rikka. She began to do a ritual on the paper. O spirits of reason, wisdom and intellect, gather here and heed my command. Suddenly, the paper lit up blue. Yuta was shocked. But that was Dekamori lighting up the summoning circle on the floor. I used my magic yet again to troll Yuta. Dekamori, didn't I tell you to get rid of that? He asked. Nice timing, Dekamori, said Rikka. The two girls gave each other a thumbs up. Well then, Rikka, what's the answer? Asked Yuta. 82. I think. You're just guessing! Wait, that's not right at all. The formula is right, but the math is way off. Yuta was pointing to a problem that read, parentheses x plus 7 parentheses, parentheses 8
X.
plus 4 parentheses equals x squared plus 11x plus 29. Then Rikka was trying to figure out what 7 times 4 is. She found it most puzzling. According to Rikka, 4 times 7 is of no consequence, but the slightly different 7 times 4 is powerful. It seems to say I have come to cast a spell of confusion on you.
I know,
said Dekamori.
The difficulty of the 7-tier equation is greater than the final dungeon. You'll have to level up.
Sure enough, 7 times 8 equals 56. Seems kind of intense, doesn't it? Said Yuta. Rikka and Deko nodded a yes.
Blasting through that leads to the final dungeon, the 9-tier,
said Deko.
The first incantation, 9 times 7 equals 63. The second incantation, 9 times 8 equals 72.
And the final incantation, 9 times
9
8 equals 81, exclaimed Yuta with his fist in the air. Rikka and Deko were in awe. What do you think you're doing? Asked Nibutani. Yuta cleared his throat and said, In any case, you really can't afford to make careless mistakes like this, you know? All right, said Rikka. Let's give this one a name. 7 times 3 equals evil clown or something. Well, that's definitely not correct, I thought.
That sounds like the name of an evil henchman,
said Deko. Cut it out and be serious, said Yuta. That late afternoon, Yuta, Rikka, Dekamori, Nibutani, and Kumin went to the sumo shrine. Rikka and Deko went up to the shrine, clapped their hands, and prayed. In the name of the Eye of the Wicked Lord, I command you, said Rikka. Imbue my body and mind with the knowledge of the Ancient Ones and give me the power to crush the legions of my equations on my math exam."
Yes,
said Dekamori. "Now you're asking the gods for help?" asked an unamused Yuta. "I ask nothing. I'm commanding it in the name of the Eye of the Wicked Lord," replied Rikka.
yes,
said Dekamori. The two girls turned back to the shrine, moved their hands out, and said, "Ha! Cut it out! You'll be cursed!" said Yuta. "Dekamori, you're still a middle schooler, right? How are you supposed to help, you little brat?" asked Nibatani.
I, Dekamori, am the most powerful servant. It's only natural that I aid her in battle.
"Shouldn't you be more worried about your own exams?" Dekamori laughed and said,
It has already been decided that I'm moving on to your high school.
"Oh, really?" smirked Nibatani.
I think someone needs to rein in their delusions. Dekamori's telling the truth, said Kumin.
"Huh?"
I've heard that she's the top student in her entire grade.
Dekamori began to laugh sinisterly. "No way. Don't tell me. She's the top student?" asked Nibatani. Deko's laughs turned maniacal and echoed across the forest. "That's just plain wrong," thought Yuta and Nibatani.
I've already conquered middle school mathematics with no problem,
said Dekamori. She threw one of her pigtails back and said,
For me, even first-year high school problems are a piece of cake.
"Really? What about this one?" asked Rikka, showing Deko a problem in her notebook.
I see. The answer is x cubed minus 8,
said Deko. Yuta grabbed the notebook from the two girls so he could see for himself. And to his surprise, she's right. Rikka was shocked.
Of course. That stuff is the most basic,
said Deko. Rikka turned away like a malfunctioning animatronic.
Even a commoner like you should be able to do that much,
continued Deko. She then saw Rikka. Deko assumed that,
You plan to disguise your skills and launch a surprise attack to get a passing grade? Great idea, Master! So you have a hidden power up your sleeve, huh?
But Rikka didn't answer, and she fell onto her knees feeling miserable about math. It stumped her.
Are you okay, Master?
asked Deko. Looks like she won't be able to recover from that, said Nibatani. If this was an arcade game, she just lost all of her lives in one blow, said Yuta. A few moments later, Rikka got back up and went to the shrine. She clapped her hands, prayed, and said, Dear whoever, please don't let me get a failing grade.
At least pick a god to ask,
exclaimed Yuta. Nibatani sighed while Kumin had an idea. She put her hand on Rikka's shoulder and said,
It'll be all right, Rikka.
Kumin, do you have a plan?
Whenever you're stuck on a problem, use this.
She pulled out a pencil with a number on each facet.
It's my lucky problem-solving pencil. I'll lend it to you.
Wow, exclaimed Rikka. Kumin began to read her questions.
Question 1. What is the angle of angle A?
Rikka threw the lucky pencil high into the sky and ran after it. It landed on the ground, and it read, 4, exclaimed Rikka. The answer is 3, said Kumin. And with that, she and Rikka went to the shrine, clapped their hands, prayed, and Kumin said,
Please don't let Rikka get a failing grade.
I was gonna say, these guys are hopeless, but Yuta said it for me. In that case, we'll do something else, said Rikka. The next day, Yuta and Rikka were in Miss Nanase's office again. Rikka asked if she and her clubmates could do a job? Asked Miss Nanase. Yes, replied Rikka. Our association is classified as a club. It occupies the lowest rank of the school hierarchy. However, contributing and providing service to the school is our ambition and our reason for being. Don't read those papers, said Yuta.
So, you're asking if there's a job you can do instead?
Asked Miss Nanase. Yes, replied Rikka. Her antenna hair began to bounce. Something that would make the teacher think, this club is something we can't possibly get rid of. She just really doesn't want to study, does she? Thought Yuta.
Well, There is something, said Miss Nanase. Really? Asked Rikka. It's a lot of manual labor, though. It's okay. That's what Yuta is for. Hey! The Far East Magical Napping Society's summer thereof was at an empty pool. Yuta, Rikka, and Nibutani were scrubbing while Dekamori was fooling around and Kumin was napping. Well, here goes. Mjolnir Accelerator! Shouted Dekamori. Now for an explanation. The Mjolnir Accelerator focuses a magical infusion into the nerves of the lower body, increasing motor performance to 3.88 times greater than normal and allowing for lightning-fast, high-speed movement. Yes! She sprinted with her broom across the pool. Commence acceleration! Faster than the speed of sound. She'll crash is what you think, but I stopped myself just in the nick of time. Nibutani sprayed water on Deko with a water hose and said, That's enough. Quit messing around and help us. Anyway, why did I have to get roped into pool cleaning too? Miss Nanase said all the members had to help, replied Yuta. I don't recall becoming a member, said Nibutani. Right. Well, you did submit an entry form. I only did that to try and get close to that brat. I'm a member of the cheerleading club. As Nibutani kept spraying water on Dekamori, she was deflecting it by spinning her broom. Suddenly, Rikka hit Yuta in the head with a broom. Forgive me, my hand slipped, said Rikka before she continued to scrub the pool floors. But still, said Kuma in her sleep, the upperclassmen cheerleaders are too strict and I'm tired of going, is what you said, right, Nibutani? What'd you bring a pillow to the pool for? She asked. Is that so? Asked Yuta about what Nibutani actually said earlier. Don't get the wrong idea, Tagashi. I was never really interested in the first place. Class president and cheerleading are the opposite of Chunibyo. Changing my identity was necessary to fit in. While they were talking, Rikka and Deko were fooling around. Kumin awoke from her nap and asked, Why do you want to change in the first place? You sounded more interesting in your Chunibyo phase. No, we weren't! Shouted Yuta and Nibutani. Huh? Why not? It's embarrassing! It's the greatest embarrassment you'll ever know. It's like a giant tumor that feeds on shame and ruins your life, shouted Nibutani. I totally agree, exclaimed Yuta. You think so? Asked Kumin as she hugged her black sheep pillow. Seems to me like Rikka and Dekamori are pretty happy and they're trying not to hide anything at all. Kumin had a big yawn, but Nibutani sprayed her and asked, Where'd you get off saying something like that than trying to sleep? You get to work too. And then there was trouble. Rikka charged toward Nibutani from behind and said, Schwartz, tackle! She bumped her to a pool wall. Dekamori laughed and said, Target locked. And firing gel Dorva! She increased the water pressure on her water hose and sprayed Nibutani. Arrgh! She wailed. I have cleansed that raw and deceitful heart of yours, you dirty fraud. Disappear, you! Be gone forever! Why, you're really gonna get it now! Nibutani and Deko were fighting with their hoses. This is Genesis! Exclaimed Deko. The old technique versus the new? Do you even know what you're even talking about? Give up and put the hose down! Shouted Nibutani. Surrender is not an option! Shouted Deko. Leave it to me, Dekamori. I'll lend you my strength, said Rikka, getting behind her. Yes, master! Evil wicked eye. Shoot! Rikka pushed Deko and she slid across the pool toward Nibutani. I can feel the power. It's coursing right through me! Exclaimed Deko. She swung her pigtail around and shouted, Take this, fake Mori Summer! Bring it on, you son of a... After that didn't end well, the 5 students were in Miss Nanase's office feeling wet. And Miss Nanase herself was surprisingly not upset. Instead, very flexible indeed. So for 3 hours, you did no cleaning at all and played instead, she said.
I wouldn't consider that playing at all.
Well, what happened was no excuses, Togashi. The PE teacher was awfully angry. He said you didn't clean anything at all.
There was a moment of silence.
But at the very least we tried. Our rank must have gone up a little, said Rikka.
And they failed successfully.
Unfortunately, it seems the complete opposite happened, said Miss Nanase.
Even she agreed with me. Yuta and Rikka gasped.
Your math teacher found out, and he said that since you would rather play than study, he must have been too easy on you. Now you'll have to make at least a class average.
The class average? Asked Rikka. Thank you very much, Miss Nanase, said Yuta. And the 5 students left her office.
Yuta, said Rikka.
What's up now?
What should I do? She wept hopelessly.
The verdict served her right for what she did since she started the fight. What should she do? Sorry for sounding mean. Suddenly, Rikka had a plan and told Yuta about it. He was concerned.